Up next, we're going to talk about a disturbing story because a Duke University basketball star faces potential deportation after the latest move from the Trump administration. Here's an update from EM News.
A Duke Star Hoops player may face deportation because of a State Department ruling on South Sudanese visa holders, put into place right before the team lost its Final Four heartbreaking match against Houston. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced on social media Saturday that he is taking actions to revoke all visas held by South Sudanese passport holders, which would include Duke University's starting freshman center, Khaman Maluach. Maluach, who was born in South Sudan, concluded his freshman season with the Blue Devils' stunning loss to Houston on Saturday night. Rubio claimed the restriction was due to the failure of South Sudan's transitional government to accept the return of its repatriated citizens in a timely manner, meaning the African nation has not said it will take back its migrants booted from the U.S. within a certain time frame.
This is the kind of stuff from the Trump administration that I just don't understand and absolutely cannot get on board with. So we're going to have this young man, who, by the way, is a likely first-round NBA draft prospect, a star athlete who came to the country legally with paperwork and looks, by everything you can see, like an upstanding member of his community and is here contributing and very skilled at what he does. We're going to deport this man because we're mad at the government of his home nation, which, by the way, guys, he didn't even grow up there. They haven't had an election in South Sudan since like 2011. This dude has no power over any of this, whatever dispute they're having with the South Sudanese government and arguing about them accepting their deportees, which, to be clear, it's actually complicated. Apparently, they're trying to deport people to South Sudan who aren't even South Sudanese. So that's part of the dispute, by the way. It's not even a clear-cut thing. But regardless, why would we punish immigrants who are here legally with their paperwork in order, contributing? There's people with South Sudanese passports in tech, in athletics like this, in all sorts of areas in American life who are contributing as upstanding people here, making our country better, following all the rules. Yeah, we're going to punish them and revoke their visas and deport them because we're mad at their government. What? That's kind of evil to do to these people. And you're screwing over their communities and their friends and their coworkers and their colleagues. I think it's terrible. And I don't think it will even work because the South Sudanese government is in complete disarray. So to say they are, oh, I'm sure this was just a negotiating tactic, they'll get right in line. I don't know that they care about whether some person in America who, like this basketball player, he grew up outside of South Sudan, so he was born there and he has a passport from there and his visa is technically associated with that passport, but he has no real ties. They're not going to go to war for him. It's just the kind of thing that makes you scratch your head because, look, the Trump administration had a mandate to secure the border, to stop the unfettered flow of illegal immigration. Clearly, that's a huge problem, but when they do this kind of thing, which they have done time and time again, where they are needlessly antagonizing and harming legal immigrants to the U.S., it just puts a pallor on the whole thing, their whole immigration agenda. And it comes off as just harmful for everyone involved. It's not putting America first by victimizing random immigrants and harming the communities they're contributing here to. I mean, imagine that precedent of just, oh, we're going to start punishing nationals based on the actions of their government. Okay, should we revoke any British person here who's in the US? Should we revoke their visas because, well, their government is censoring people and doing bad things? I mean, look, that logic could have been applied to American citizens who are in other countries when our government does bad things. It's just punishing people for the actions of a government that they have no direct control over rather than anything individually they've done wrong. It just strikes me as really, really wrong and indefensible. But what do you guys think? Any Duke fans here who are particularly concerned about this guy? Do let me know in the comments. I'm curious for y'all's thoughts on this one. Up next, we'll do a quick update on the story we covered yesterday, where a young woman, a pro-life woman working with the pro-life organization Live Action, was doing a street interview and in New York City talking to people and debating them on their pro-choice views, she got into one conversation with an angry woman who came up and was pro-choice, and it got belligerent. And then this woman just beat her down, viciously assaulted her. In case you missed yesterday's episode, here's a brief clip of what happened.
Your point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really. She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera, and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face. Oh my God.
Well, I talked about this, and I talked about how people on Twitter, some of them were bizarrely like celebrating this act of violence and how evil it is, because that's not what we do, right? We don't beat people up, especially young women, but really anyone, just because we don't like what they have to say. And I push back on some of the social media accounts on Twitter that were cheerleading this violence. But it's actually way worse than I thought. On TikTok, an entire category of viral video emerged in the last 24, 48 hours celebrating the violence against this young woman for her political views. And these videos were getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of likes. Take a listen to this demented little compilation I put together for y'all.
What that woman from the Bronx did when she punched that lady, that rage-baiting journalist in the face, was what Malcolm X was trying to tell us we needed to do. I think she did the right thing, and I think that anyone that thinks that she did the wrong thing is silly and spineless. If she has a GoFundMe for any potential criminal charges or something, I will be donating, because I think this is what we need to be doing now. If you want to rage bait people, there's the rage. You got it. You got what you wanted.
My favorite video online right now is of that lady who's going around New York City asking people if they're pro-life or pro-choice, and she comes across somebody who's pro-choice, and she f***ing two-pieced her. Got her in the face. Doop, doop. Literally from the side. Doop, doop. Like her neck folded in like a f***ing chair. Anyways, every once in a while, I rewatch the video because it's just so funny.
There's a video of a pro-life activist getting punched in the face by the lady that she was trying to interview, and I'm not justifying that behavior. But I will say that video did bring a little bit of a smile to my face. When it comes to these like street interviewers, like streamers, whatever it may be, you antagonizing people, whether it's like through an interview, whether it's just like harassing people, it doesn't matter. Eventually, you're gonna get checked.
Hey, so when you find yourself cheering on brutal acts of violence against young women because you don't like their opinions, you're not the good guy. You're not the open-minded ones. You're not the progressive and tolerant people. You're sick. You're demonic. You're dangerous. You've lost the plot. You've lost touch with reality and your basic contempt for people who have different views, your fellow citizens who may come down on another side of a deeply complicated issue on a philosophical or theological or scientific level, like abortion. If you can't see the fellow humanity of your citizens and not want them viciously beat in the street just because they disagree with you, you need to seek help. And I'm sorry, but like, you also clearly need to go to the eye doctor because you can't see 5 steps ahead, right? You have no foresight whatsoever, because newsflash, if y'all can just beat down pro-life people in New York City or your little blue bubbles, they can do that to you in Alabama or Texas or whatever red state pro-life area where you want to have your little Planned Parenthood rally. I support y'all's right to free speech. I would never want you harmed simply for stating your views. But if you think that y'all can do that in one direction and it's fine and they're not going to do it back, then you are playing yourself. Again, with the violence, with the political violence, this is a Pandora's box that when opened cannot very easily, or it's almost impossible really, to close it. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you cheer on, because it is not cute. It is not funny to see anybody, but especially a young woman, beat down for her opinions in the streets, left bloodied by some cackling demon. Some of y'all have lost touch with your soul, and it shows. It really, truly shows. What do you guys think? Can you believe people are this gleeful about someone else's suffering, it honestly makes me kind of sick. Let me know in the comments. I do take the time to read the comments. Love hearing what you guys have to say. Please do hit that like button if you haven't yet, and do consider subscribing.